Detroit. Yes, we're going to D-Town. Shout out to everybody in Detroit. The Detroit Lions are back and relevant in the National Football League landscape, and we're relevant on YouTube. Welcome to the Flex Zone Podcast. We're breaking down each team's 2025 schedule, win-loss predictions. I haven't gotten to your team yet, I promise. It's on the way. The Lions are up today. Got all the other previews on the channel. Link to this video. Check them out. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumbs up. Cost you nothing, and it helps us out. Get to more football fans. Home of professional wrestling. Home of NBA, NFL, MLB. Subscribe, hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Thoughts on the Lions. Can they finally get over the hump and make it and win a Super Bowl? And let me know what games. They got a lot of primetime games. What game you're looking forward to most? And will they be able to overcome the loss of the offensive and defensive coordinator? It's the Flex Zone Podcast. We got a lot of content. I promise you will love it here on the channel. But with the Detroit Lions, the question is, how will they bounce back after losing in the divisional round, not even making it to the NFC Championship game, losing their first game in the playoffs to the Commanders, but losing the offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, within the division to the Bears. He's retooling and refueling that franchise, invigorating life into them. And I think they have a lot of potential to make a run this year, even maybe at the divisional title. That's going to be a tough division, the NFC North, the toughest division in football. Also, is Jared Goff going to be the guy? They believe in him to be the guy. I have questions. I've always had questions, but he's gotten to a Super Bowl, so I can't knock the brother. He's played well. Didn't play well in that playoffs, and he kind of validated what I've been saying. But losing Ben Johnson, then on defense, you lose Aaron Glenn to the Jets. I think he's going to help improve them. They have to give him time, but it's going to take time. But I think he can help improve them. What is the Lions' outlook? You got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god, Jameson, tight end, Taylor Decker, Frank Glasnow, Frank Ragnow, Tate Ratledge, and Penny Sewell. Is there a better O-line in football? Probably not. We know Dan Campbell wants to win in the trenches. He wants to run the football, be the more physical team, and that's what they do. Then you look at defensively, Aiden Hutchinson is clear for football activity. I'm so happy to hear that Aiden Hutchinson is cleared for football activity. I'm so happy that he will be back healthy because I think not having him last year really, really hurt this team. But I wanted to yeah, congrats to Aiden being healthy. I think having him, I thought they would have got Miles Garrett or maybe Trey Hendrickson in the offseason to help pair him with another rusher, but they got DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport. They bring him back to the fray from New Orleans. Remember, they signed him to a one-year deal. He's kind of a boomer bust guy, but having him to help with Aiden Hutchinson should help. Alex Anzalone is good. Jack Campbell, middle linebacker. Did I say Jahmyr Gibbs? I mentioned the offense. Yeah, the offense is just electric. We know Mike's not Devin Singletary, David Montgomery, excuse me. David Montgomery. They got the best running back duo in the league, possibly as well. Brian Branch, good as anybody at safety. Kirby Joseph, the highest paid safety in the league. DJ Reed. I mean, they are loaded. Remember, injuries last year did them in. Injuries did do them in, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They lost, I think, close to double-digit players, starters on defense. So defensively, hopefully they can stay healthy. I think they got a lot of pieces that will help them that weren't there last year, even with the losses of Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. While I do think they could start a little slow because they do have a tough schedule, I'm intrigued to see what happens. But the offensive line and the defensive line is still as good as any in football. And they got the skilled players on offense. They can run the ball. And defensively, the corners, a lot of the secondary was banged up. Kirby Joseph is back. Got Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold, DJ Reed. They signed him in the offseason from the Jets. They got better, I think, on paper now looking at it. Now they go to Green Bay week 1. That could be a tough game. I think they might lose that. I'm not going to lie. Next, they have the Ben Johnson Bowl. They face their former coach. I think they can win that one. I think they'll split, but I think they win that one at home. So I think they start 1-1. They come to Baltimore on Monday night, week 3, early, possible Super Bowl matchup. We'll hear that a lot, I'm sure. I think the Ravens win that. They're 1-2. But I think then they go to Cleveland, or they host Cleveland. I think they win that 2-2. Cincy at Kansas City and Tampa the next 3 weeks on their bye week, heading into their bye week. So do they lose in Green Bay, lose to Baltimore, beat Chicago, beat Cleveland? That's 2-2. Then do they lose to Cincy and Kansas City? That's 2-4. Then they beat Tampa. That's 3-5 going into a week 8 bye. So right at the midway point. So I'm gonna say 3-5. Like I said, I see a slow start as they try to get things figured out through the first half of the season without both their coordinators. They have the talent, but you got to have the coaching to match the talent. Then you get Minnesota. I think they win at 4-5. I think they get back to Washington, get back 5-5, 425 on Fox at Philly, potential NFC Championship game matchup. I think they lose that 4-5. But then the next stretch, home, and home. 3 straight home games, Giants, Packers, and Cowboys. I think they could win all three of those. So they would be 3-5 coming into the bye. Beating Minnesota would be 4-5. Beating Washington would be 5-5. Then losing to Philly would be 5-6. But I think three straight wins would get them to 8-6. Then they could start to build momentum, get hot. Then they go to the Rams. That could be a loss. 8-7. That is a tough game. Could be an NFC playoff matchup as well. But then you have Pittsburgh. What is that? 9-7. You got Pittsburgh. That would be what, 9-7. Then at Minnesota at Chicago. Do you lose one of those and do you win one of those? Are you 9-8, 10-7? That's tough because you got to look at the schedule. It's not easy. Like I said, Green Bay. Do you maybe sweep a team you're not supposed to sweep? Like I said, I think they split with Green Bay. I think they split with. Do they sweep Minnesota and then split with Green Bay and split with Chicago? So like I said, I have them 3-5 going into the bye. 4-5, 5-5, 5-6, 6-6, 7-6, 8-6. Do they maybe beat the Rams, jerk off going back to LA? So 9-6, 10-6. I'm gonna say 10-7. I think on talent wise alone, they can get the double digit wins. I think the defense will be a lot better, especially on the back end. Aiden Hutchinson will help with that with the pass rush, which is a huge loss. Can't stress that enough. The offensive line is good. I think they'll figure it out. Like I said, even if they have a slow start, 3-5, 4-4, 6-5, 5-6, I think they can get to 10. I think they get to 10-7. Do they win the division? I don't know. Do they get in as a wild card? Because I don't know how many teams this division is going to get in as a totality of a division. Maybe two teams, because we saw last year Vikings and the Lions came down to the final game. I think the Bears could maybe take that step up. Do the Vikings take a step back? Where do the Packers stand? I think the Packers are really a sleeping giant potentially as well. They got a lot of talent. If they can stay healthy, especially the weapons around Jordan Love. I don't know. It's going to be really, really intriguing to see what they decide to do because I really, really think this is a team that can have Super Bowl potential. And I think they can make it there. Like I said, the coaching is going to be an interesting thing how they overcome that. But if Jared Goff can play like he needs to play and not like he played last postseason, they have a shot because the offensive and defensive line is good as any. They got the skill positions. Defense is healthy. They can stay healthy. They'll be in the mix. I'm gonna say 10-7. They also play on Christmas against Minnesota in Detroit. Like I said, I think 10-7 with the talent they have, though they may not win 12, 13, 14 games, maybe they get 10 wins and maybe they have to be a wild card and win on the road and then get their mojo to get that run that they need to the NFC Championship game. Because remember, they won an NFC Championship game 2 years ago. Should have won that, then losing the division round first game at home. I think there's a chance I think there is a chance for them to still win this division, but if anything, at least be a wild card and be a team you don't want to see in the playoffs. But I'm gonna say 10-7, not an easy schedule, but if they can weather the storm the first 8 weeks and just stay, like I said, 4-4, even if they're 3-5, I wouldn't panic. Got a week 8 bye. I think they can figure it out. But I think they're gonna be 10-7. I think they still somehow sneak into the playoffs, even with the loss of both coordinators. I still think they're as good as team as any in the NFC North. If you're going to make a case for the Bears or the Vikings or even the Packers, you got to make a case for the Lions just as much. So that's how I look at it. God's favorite host, we're rocking it. We're rolling it. All teams, all 32 of them, right here on the Flex On Podcast, your home for the NFL. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. We're doing each team. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section next. What do you think about the Lions' potential? And what do you think about their overall schedule and the roster? Any comment is appreciated. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. We'll see you on the next one as we continue rocking and rolling as OTAs are on the way as well.